Ever stayed up all night replaying a single conversation in your head? Like, what you said, what they said, and what you should have said. Yeah, that's overthinking. But here's the twist, smart people do it the most. Why? Because intelligence can be both a gift and a curse. Your brain is wired to analyze everything, every outcome, every possibility. Until it turns simple decisions into mental marathons. Let's uncover why your mind does this, and how to stop it before it burns you out. See, the smarter you are, the faster your brain connects dots. You don't just see one possible outcome, you see 10. And when your brain is running that fast, it doesn't stop at logic. It starts imagining, predicting, even worrying. That's where overthinking hides, inside your intelligence. Smart people think so far ahead, they often forget to live in the moment. It's like standing on a cliff of possibilities. And being afraid of jumping into the wrong one. Here's what most people don't realize. Overthinking isn't about thinking too much. It's about trying to control what you can't. Smart people crave certainty. They hate being wrong. So, they replay situations, analyze every word, and simulate every outcome. Because deep down, they're scared of chaos. The more intelligent you are, the more you believe. That logic can protect you from pain. But emotions don't follow logic, that's why overthinking never works. The real danger starts when thinking turns into feeling. When your thoughts start making your chest tight. When logic becomes fear. This is where overthinking becomes anxiety. And your brain becomes your own worst enemy. You start doubting your abilities, your relationships, your decisions. You become so self-aware, you stop living and start monitoring yourself. And ironically, it's your intelligence doing this to you. Because smart minds don't rest, they analyze even their own emotions. Most overthinkers didn't just become like this. They were trained to be this way. Maybe you grew up in a house where mistakes were not allowed. Maybe love felt conditional, like you had to earn it. So now, every decision feels like a test. Every conversation feels like a performance. Your mind learned to scan, analyze, filter, predict. Just to avoid disappointment. You didn't become an overthinker. You survived something. Overthinkers are experts in one phrase. What if? What if I embarrass myself? What if they misunderstand me? What if things go wrong? But here's the funny thing. Your brain rarely asks, what if it goes right? Because the brain of an overthinker is trained to avoid pain, not to seek joy. It focuses on danger, not possibilities. So life starts feeling like something to survive instead of something to live. Smart people think deeply. They feel deeply. Which means they want to be understood deeply. But not everyone thinks like you. So when you try to express your thoughts, they come out complicated. Or too emotional. Or too detailed. And then you worry. Did I say that wrong? Do they think I'm weird? Why can't I just talk normally? You're not difficult. You're just used to being unheard. Overthinkers can sense tiny shifts in tone, expression, mood. They notice things others overlook. Which is a gift. Until it becomes guilt. Someone sighs, you think it's your fault. Someone goes quiet, you replay your last sentence. Someone looks tired, you apologize. You take responsibility for emotions that aren't even yours. This is emotional overresponsibility. And it's exhausting. Eventually, you get tired of explaining yourself. So you stop. You keep everything inside. Your mind becomes a private theater. Where every thought is analyzed, judged, replayed. And the world sees you as calm, collected, quiet. But inside, it's loud. Overthinking doesn't look like chaos. It looks like silence. The first step isn't to stop thinking. It's to separate yourself from the thought. When your mind says, "What if I mess this up?" you don't go inside the spiral. You simply say, "Oh, that's my anxiety talking." When you name the thought, you weaken its control. You are the observer, not the prisoner. Overthinking comes from the fear of doing things wrong. So the cure is not confidence. It's permission to be imperfect. Say this quietly to yourself. I am allowed to make mistakes while learning. Smartness is not doing things perfectly. It's adjusting quickly. If something takes less than 3 minutes, do it immediately. No thinking. No planning. Just action. Why? Because action interrupts overthinking. Your brain can't spiral while your hands are moving. Motion creates clarity. Not the other way around. Listen. Your mind is not the enemy. It's just tired. And it needs gentleness, not force. You don't need to stop thinking. You just need to think with kindness. You are not too much. You are not complicated. You are simply aware. And awareness is not a flaw. It's a superpower. Once you learn how to hold it softly. Think of your mind like a room. When you're overwhelmed, it's not because the thoughts are wrong. It's because too many are inside at the same time. You don't need to throw them away. Just open a window. Let them breathe. When you feel a spiral starting, try saying, "I can return to this thought later." And gently set it down. You'll notice. Not every thought needs your full energy. Some just need space. Overthinking isn't stupidity. It's the brain trying to keep you safe. It remembers past pain. It remembers embarrassment, rejection, disappointment. So now, your brain tries to predict danger before it happens. But here's the thing. Your brain is using old fear to navigate new situations. You're not living the past anymore. You're allowed to grow into someone lighter. If no one ever told you this, let me be the first. You deserved someone who made you feel safe speaking your mind. Someone who didn't rush your feelings. Someone who listened. You didn't get that. So you became your own critic instead of your own friend. But healing begins the moment you decide. I will speak to myself gently now. Not perfectly. Not instantly. Just more softly than before. When your mind starts racing, use this. 1. This moment is safe. 2. I don't need to solve everything right now. Overthinking happens because your brain believes the problem is urgent. These 2 sentences remind it to slow down. Say them softly. Repeat them twice. Watch what happens to your breathing. You deserve a life where your mind is not your battlefield. Where your thoughts are not enemies. Where silence feels peaceful, not heavy. And that life is possible. Not by forcing your mind to be quiet, but by teaching it to trust you. When the mind trusts the heart, you stop surviving. And you start living. If you're hearing this right now, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You are thoughtful. You feel deeply. And that is rare. The world needs minds like yours. But your mind deserves rest too. So take a breath. Not a perfect one. Just a real one. And if this spoke to you, stay here. There is more healing to come.